Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful Wednesday with us on Live with Lloyd. I am your host, numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. On the screen, as you see, is my very special guest. Her name is Jerice. She's out of the state of Florida, the Sunshine State. A lot of alligators there too, but over and above that, the Sunshine State. Um, Before I bring her on, let me um, do the forecast for the day. Please like, share, and subscribe. I often forget to do that, but share if you genuinely like it and whatever the case is. But anyway, today is Wednesday. It's the 29th all day long of 2023. The sun is in Sagittarius. The moon went into Cancer early this morning, a little after 1 a.m. It's a 9 universal month, a 4 universal week, also a 9 universal day. So for those who happen to be really, no, okay. I made a mistake. It's actually a 2 universal day. See, I'm in error. It's an 11 universal day. So therefore, I stand corrected. It is not a 9 universal day. It is a 2 or 11 universal day. So that's why Cancers and Taurus had the list. And those that are born on the 2nd, the 11th. And I left off the 29th. Boy, Mercury's retrograde is coming up soon. That's no excuse still. But anyway, I will make mistakes, but they're not deliberate mistakes, though. That's the difference. Anyway, I want to thank you very, very much for joining us. I got so many thanks, but what we're going to do is have my very special guest on. Her name is Jerice Solomon, and she is a business entrepreneur. Jerice, how you doing?
I am doing wonderful, Lloyd. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very, very much for joining. It's interesting. I had a guest on Monday that as a result, I gave a reading. And I know
Okay.
I gave you a reading back in September.
Yes.
And, I'll ask probably toward the tail end, what do you do?
Right,
And
right.
whatever you said, I said, would you like to be a guest on the show? And here we are.
Yes, here we are, and I'm grateful. Thank you.
Tell us about what do you do and how did you get started?
Well, I am a business owner. I'm also a licensed esthetician and a makeup artist.
Hold up. You said a license who?
Esthetician.
What is that?
So an esthetician is somebody that specifically specializes in the skin and the face.
Got you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And so
Mhm.
I got started back in, my goodness, 2008. So I've been in the industry for quite some time now. And it was actually in the middle of a recession. And so I remember thinking, like, what the heck am I doing? Like, nobody knew what an esthetician was. It was already hard enough to get a job, right? So
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, well, this is my plan B. It has to work. So long story short, I worked at different like dermatologist offices, salons, different, makeup counters. And then eventually I felt like I wanted to have creative control. So I opened my own business. And that was in maybe 2014 when I opened my own business. And here I am. I'm still at it.
Okay, so it's interesting because you said you started in 2008, and that adds up to a 1001, and you're born on the 19th, which adds to a
I know.
1041. So I just thought that was interesting.
Definitely.
Now, did you have to go to school to be an esthetician, if I'm
I
saying
did.
the name properly?
Yes, you are. Or you can just for short facial specialist. But yes, you do have to go to school for it. Each state has different requirements, but I definitely went to school and I obtained the license for it as well.
Wow, that
Yeah.
must be something. Now, it's not easy going into business. People will see the end product after you get set up and get it running.
Hmm.
But what were your challenges, or were people supportive, or you're always going to have some naysayers? Oh, girl, you can't do this, and you better go keep that
Yeah.
job and
Yeah.
whatnot. Did you
Yeah.
go through any of that?
I mean, honestly, I didn't hear it. If they thought it, they didn't tell me, but at the end of the day, I just felt like I want to work for myself. I want to be able to have the control, whether I want to do makeup one day or skincare the next day, or, teach the next. I wanted to be able to jump around and be able to do everything that I do in one setting. But hardships that I had, No, I didn't really have anything crazy. I definitely, sourced different like products and stuff and like equipment from like Craigslist. I definitely started from the bottom.
Yeah, that's
I,
why we all got to do it. Yeah.
but I eventually, built everything up to where I am today. So it was a journey, and I'm thankful for it. But yeah,
Yeah, because I noticed there seems to be a pattern in the nature of building a business or
yes,
product or service, and you got to
hmm,
start from the ground, the bottom row,
yeah, you
and then
do.
work it. And then sometimes there'll be a little roadblock, a little challenge, or a little discouragement. Did you go through any of that too, or ask yourself like, "Wow, what could I have?"
Um, you know what? Believe it or not, maybe the first year and a half or so of me being in business, my studio set fire. So that was a
What?
yes, and I lost everything. So that was extremely discouraging because I'm like, here I am, I'm finally on my own, and then boom, a fire, right? So
That's more than discouraging. That's almost saying, "Is this a sign to say that's it?"
right, like, should I not do this anymore? But again, I just always felt attached to what it is that I do. So I'm like, I have to make this work. So again, I had to start from ground zero once again and like,
Wow.
yeah, and regain everything, because here it is. I have all these clients now and they're depending on me and I have a relationship with them. So I'm like, okay, we've got to figure out a way. And I did. But thinking back on that, I'm grateful for that as well. Till this day, I still don't know how the fire started, but it did. And
Hold
it
on.
just made me, yeah.
In other words, you had actually clients at that time?
I did. I did. I had clients because I was working still a little bit part time freelancing at a makeup counter just
Mhm.
to actually will in a little bit of clients, but also have my clients at my studio.
Smart, smart, smart. Okay.
So yeah, I was building up my clientele and I was gaining traction and then boom, the fire happened and then I had to start over again. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be enough to discourage anybody.
Yeah.
It says
Yeah.
like, maybe I just need to go back to the cosmetic counter and just
I
stay
know,
there.
right? That was crazy. But I was like, I'm not going back there. I am not going back there. I got to figure it out.
Well, I'm glad you did. And so how long have you been now? So you said you actually started in 2008 and then went into your business in 2014. Would I be
Yes.
correct with those numbers?
Yes, you are correct. Yes.
Okay, good,
Yes.
good. How do you see yourself now? Don't you feel good?
I do. I do. I feel so good. And I also feel that I have so much more to give because it's like me at a different stage in my business.
That's
So
what's up.
I'm
Good.
excited to just see where my journey continues to go.
Okay, now I have some images. And what part of Florida are you in?
I'm in North Florida, which is Jacksonville, Florida. We're about 5 hours, 6 hours or so away from Atlanta. So
Oh, okay, that's
yeah,
not too bad.
yeah,
What I want to do is put your banner up. Normally, I save the banner for last, but I'm going to put it up first so people can get a background about what you do.
okay,
Also, you have a IG or Instagram, J
yes,
Solo Skin and Makeup Studio. So this
yes,
is where people can go to your website to kind of see what products and services you offer, right?
yes,
And then
yes.
you have a website, of course, which is jsolomakeup.com. And then
Mhm.
you have a contact number. Do people call you? Are you
People,
do you have clients in different states?
I do. People do call me and they also text me. They can do both. A lot of the times, if I've done a client and they're like, well, Jerice, how can you explain to me like what's going on with my lashes? Or if they've just gotten a facial, they'll call me and say, hey, is this supposed to happen? Or how can I do this better? And I'm at their, whatever they need, I'm there.
Okay, good, good. And then you also have a an ebook. Would I be
I
correct?
do.
That's at the
Yes.
very bottom of your banner.
Yes. Yes. And in the ebook, essentially, it's a free guide where I'm breaking down little tips and tricks on how you can incorporate different things into your daily regimen when you're doing your skincare, as well as just like, some little knickknacks in there for links that you can go online and buy and purchase to add into your already or regimen that you have.
Well, for the ladies in the audience, bless their souls, what are some of the tips that they should do to get started that you express in your ebook?
Oh my goodness.
So they
So
so they have a reason to download your book.
Yes. So this just doesn't go for the ladies. If there are a few gents in the audience, I always stress that when we're cleansing our skin, you want to make sure that you're doing it for at least 30 seconds, right? Just like with your teeth, you're washing your face with 30 for 30 seconds. And then you're using a separate towel that you're using from your body. Because what happens is if you're using a towel that you're washing your body with and then you drag it to your face, you're adding germs and bacteria onto the face, and we don't want that
Even though
because
you just cleaned your body from a shower?
yes, there's still bacteria that you can carry over to the face. So you want to make sure
Interesting.
that you are
Interesting.
using two separate towels for the face to the body. But also, if you are cleansing your skin, that you're not using the bar soap on the face as well. What happens when you use the bar soap on your face is it strips down the pH level on the skin, which will in turn end up in like dry skin, or you'll have a breakout because your skin's pH balance is off. So
Hold up, let me, because I think I heard it, but I may not have understood it.
yeah,
The bar soap that you use on your body, you don't use on your face.
you will not use that on your face unless it's specifically for your face. So if you're using a dowel on your face, it's probably not the best. It's probably going to strip the skin on the face because the skin on the face is very different from the skin on your body. It's
Yeah,
very fragile.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah. So you just want to make sure that if you don't know, I always tell people when you go in the drugstore and you're like, I don't know what to get. There's so many products on the market now, right?
Sure,
So
sure.
you want to get something that says like dermatologist recommended. So like a CeraVe or a Eucerin, something that it's very clean and simple and straight to the point that you can use on the face separate from the body.
Okay, now, so now we know we need two towels, one for the
We
body,
do.
one for the face, a bar of soap for the body, a
Yes,
bar of soap for the face.
right.
What's the next step?
So the next step, I mean, I try to make it simple, especially for people that are new to having to do steps. So if you have an exfoliant is essentially something that will scrub the skin, which will in turn make sure that the cell turnover on the skin will start that process a little bit quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you do your scrub, you'll rinse your face and then you'll seal that up with a moisturizer. A moisturizer, something that is catered to your specific skin type. So for if you are an oilier skin type, you think, oh, I don't need any moisturizer because I already feel like I have it. But that the key is making sure that you balance the moisture on the skin surface. So you want to make sure that it's something that's according to your actual skin type for oily skin. Or if you're dry, you want to make sure that you have one that's specifically for a drier skin type.
Now, which one is a little bit easier to deal with, oily skin or dry skin?
Both of them can be a pain in the butt. I mean, it's just all about it's all
Okay.
about balancing it. You know what I mean? If you're a drier skin type, you automatically know you're going to need a moisturizer that's a little bit more thicker. Versus me, I'm an oilier skin type. You would need a moisturizer that's a little bit more lightweight or water based because your skin is going to thank you for it. I promise you. A lot of times, my oilier skin type clients they will not use a moisturizer because they feel that they don't need it. But
Yeah,
what
that would
happens
just add more moisture to their face.
right. However, if you don't, your skin thinks, oh my God, I don't have any moisture on. So I need to pump out more oil. And so you end up with more
Oh,
oilier
I
skin.
see. Okay, that
Yes.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Yes. So you
That
just
makes a
have to,
lot of
it's all
sense.
about balancing and making sure that you keep it at an even keel.
So let's say a woman is not getting in the shower, but she just want to do her face before
Uh-huh.
she retires or get up in the morning.
Okay.
Should she? Because I've heard some say, well, they should rinse their face in cold water, some warm
Hmm.
water, some
Yes.
hot water. What would you recommend? Or it all depends
Well,
on the skin again.
it definitely depends on the skin. However, I feel like everybody could benefit from opening up the pores with warm water or hot water. You don't want to make sure that you want to make sure that it's not too hot because you could damage the skin surface, right? But the
Hmm.
warmer water will open up the pores and then the colder water will close everything up and seal everything in. So
That's
that's
interesting.
yeah, that's a cool tip. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So in other words, they should start with warm or at least close to hot, but not very hot water, so they
Right.
injure their skin. And then
Yes.
when they in the going down the home stretch, so to speak, listen, I'm doing the best I can. I just wash my face and that's it. Put a little
I
lotion on.
know.
I'm
It's
good to
okay
go.
though. I know.
Now, what about us men? Because we normally basically simple. Brush
I
our teeth,
know.
wash our
Mhm.
face, maybe put lotion, a little cologne, brush our hair, and that's it. We out the
You're
door.
done. You guys have it so good, right?
Yeah, oh, we so lucky. We so lucky.
So for men, that also it depends on if you have a beard, because some men
Ah,
have what we have like folliculitis. If they don't have a beard and they're
hold up.
constantly
Excuse me.
shedding,
What was that word you just went past me?
it's called folliculitis, and basically, in layman's term, it's called ingrown hairs, right?
Oh,
Right.
get out of here, boy. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Polypolitis or whatever, whose mother that is. Okay. All right. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So yeah. So you have to make sure that you're caring for the beard area, or if you don't have a beard, that you don't create or have any type of folliculitis, because you don't want bumpy skin in that area. You want it to be smooth. So
Hmm.
the key is to that is making sure, whether you have a beard or not, that you exfoliate the skin properly and that you do put moisture onto the skin, because if something gets trapped in there, then you're starting the cycle of having an ingrown hair all over again once it's been cut.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
I guess the rule of thumb would be for men too, that if they got out the
Mhm.
shower, a towel for the body and another towel for the face.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Please,
What does
guys,
that
if you don't
mean?
do anything else, 2 towels.
No, I thought maybe that's something especially we men really need two towels.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. Good enough.
Okay.
Um, so have you developed a product line, so to speak?
So I have not quite yet, but it's in the works, guys. It's in the works. I'm very particular about certain things, and I feel like if I'm going to bring something to the market, it has to be unique and special. So I'm taking my time.
That's well worth it though.
Yes, it
That's
is. It
well
will
worth it.
be.
So do you actually have do you have a like a YouTube channel or something where you demonstrate some of these things, or have you ever thought about that?
So I do have a YouTube channel, and some of those demos are on there, but I do a lot of short demos on Instagram and Instagram Reels. So it's like it gives you a little glimpse as to what exactly that I do.
So that's when they need to go to your website on IG. I mean your
Yes,
Instagram site. Okay.
yes,
Yeah, I'll
yes.
put the banner back up.
Okay,
Um, okay, interesting. I got some other questions too.
okay, okay.
Um, how did you when you started building your clientele? I know part of it came because you're working at a cosmetic counter, which I
Yes,
think was smart. I think that
yeah,
was very smart to bring people and send them your way.
for sure, for sure.
Um, what about word of mouth?
Well, once I got settled and I kind of pushed the counter to the side. I was like, okay, I'm getting booked at my place now, so I kind of don't have time to do the freelance work. Word of mouth was the biggest thing for me, because of course, whatever work that I do to my clients, they're going to be my walking marketing campaign. So they're like, okay, well, Jerice, she did my lashes, here's her number. And that, honestly, that's the best way. Word of mouth is going to honestly be the best way. I will say at the top of the list on the side of social media, because when I started, social media wasn't as big. So word of mouth definitely helped tremendously. So it's good to always just build a good rapport with your clients, because if you have that good connection, they're going to spread that what you gave to them to other people.
Now, you said something very interesting that I hadn't heard over and above the skin, which is you do eyelashes too. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I do eyelash extensions, but I'm going to tell you how that came about. I initially got trained while working at a dermatologist's office, right?
Hmm.
And I did it there a little bit, but once I transitioned into my studio on my own, I'm not going to lie to you, I put it down a little bit, because when you think about lash extensions and what your individual lashes look like, they're very tiny, right? And so you're literally placing one false lash to one of your actual lashes, and you have to complete both eyes.
Hold up, hold up.
Yes.
This is not my thing. So,
I know. I
what
know.
about don't isn't there a little strip that just covers the eyelashes? Or you talking about is there a difference between just putting eyelashes and eyelash
There
extension?
is, there is. So you have a strip lash that's like ready made, right? All you have
Okay.
to do is put a little bit of glue and then you pop it on. But
Ah,
But
Okay,
then
got
what
you.
I do as well is putting individual lashes onto your actual lashes. So it's not a strip.
Whoa.
But once I'm done, it looks like a strip, but it's very natural. And it lasts a lot longer. So that's the pro to having the lash extensions, because my clients come every 2 to 3 weeks to get those lashes filled in. But it's a very tedious thing to do. So when I first started, I
Interesting.
yeah, when I first started, I was like, I don't know if I can do this, but it was about, for me, honestly, how can I fill up my spaces and my slots during the week? So I had to bring the lash extensions back, because facials wasn't always, everybody just couldn't get a facial every day. You know what I mean? So having the additional thing, which was the lash extensions, it helped fill my books up really nicely.
See, when you see in my mind as a
Mhm.
guy, when you say lash extension, I've seen some women with those eyelashes way out there.
Right. Yeah, no, we don't do that. We
Okay.
don't do that
Okay.
over here. And
All right.
to each their own, but that's not what I specialize
Now, are
in.
there some cautionary do's and don'ts about applying it so you don't injure your eye, blind yourself, or anything of that nature? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So if you're doing the strip version, a lot of ladies do it. Sometimes I do it when I don't have my lash tech to do my lash extensions. Um, so that would, let me make sure, it will be the strip. So it's already made, and all you have to do is apply the glue. So I always tell people when they're doing it themselves, making sure that you have some mascara with you, because what the mascara will do is help mold your lashes to the actual false lash, and that way it looks a lot more believable when someone is looking at you in your eyes.
Okay, so those are the secrets, huh? When you'll be batting your eyes at us. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Okay. Good enough. Good enough. Um, I think that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So what else? Now, what about cosmetic on the skin?
Mhm,
Lipstick, rouge, or whatever you'll call that thing
mhm.
where you'll make your chins a little
Oh
thicker.
my God, Lloyd,
Listen, I'm doing the best I can. Okay. So
you're doing great. A few things that I tell people to do when they are attempting to do their makeup. A lot of times people are looking on their phone or looking at Pinterest and Instagram and or YouTube to figure out, how can I mimic that, or how can I make that my own? So, in doing that, I always say just less is more, because you can always add on to what you're doing, but it's harder to take it away. And going back to like the lash, when you're applying your own lashes, I tell ladies to make sure that you're not doing it when it's time to go out, especially if you don't have any practice with doing it. So if you want to put your lashes on, make sure you have a little practice with like some dollar store lashes before you actually have that time and is ready to go out, and then you're messing up your face. But another a few things that you ladies can do, like some tips and tricks. You ladies out there that know about what primer is,
who is
that's
he?
huh?
I said, who is he? Primer.
Primer is an actual product that you use on the skin that allows the makeup, the foundation, the liquid to adhere a lot smoother, and it makes it last a lot longer. So I always tell ladies that you put the primer on before the foundation, and you also do it after. That's a little trick that I like to do, especially if you have oily skin, because I swear my skin is always shining through. So
Listen, I've been at a couple of events
Mhm.
whereby I've seen the woman embrace the man, and some of her makeup will be on his shirt.
Yes, yes,
What
yes.
is that about? That's like
I mean, so it's most of the makeup will transfer. So to help not
that's a
and
nice way of
prevent,
putting it. Go
yeah,
ahead.
it will transfer onto others. So if you know your makeup is not waterproof or sweat proof, and you're hugging someone, you want to make sure that you're hugging them on top of their shoulder and not getting it on them. Or you can make sure that you have a makeup product that is water resistant or waterproof, and also making sure that you are setting it with a setting powder. And usually ladies know, they know what that is. So it's loose. It comes in like a round compact. And once you're done with your entire face, that means your foundation, your blush, your highlight, you want to seal everything up with the loose powder.
it don't sound like you're sealing it with loose powder to me.
I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, it works.
Okay.
You're going to be using a brush to seal it up.
Okay. Okay.
Lord is like, I don't know. I don't.
Now I got to go out more often. That's all. Because I don't know how you women do it, but
I
I've
know it's a lot.
seen,
Trust me,
yeah,
I
I've
told you, you
seen
guys
it
have easy.
where the woman will embrace the brother, and especially if he has a white shirt, then
Oh
it'll
yeah,
be on
that's the
him, and
worst.
that's like.
Yeah, that's the worst. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's
But
hard not
aren't
to
the
do
women
it.
aware of that though? And what should
Huh?
they do? Aren't some women aware of that? That whatever the makeup they're putting on and how they're picking up, if they're gonna
Oh,
hug somebody,
oh,
that
we're
that's what
very
it's gonna
aware. We just
do.
don't care. Some of us don't care. So we're aware of
That's
that. It's
not good.
happening.
That's not good.
We just don't care.
That's not good.
I know.
Because the guy ain't gonna let the woman hug him again.
Exactly.
And
Exactly. So
especially,
yeah,
especially if let's say the guy is married or got a girlfriend, right?
right.
And he's at a social event. And you know how some people
Mhm.
say, "Hey, how you doing?" And hug ain't seen you in a minute. And then he
Absolutely.
got to go home.
Right. And explain, hey, what is this? What is the red lipstick on your collar? What is that? That's not my that's not me.
No, you women know that too. Y'all are very, very specific. That much I've
Oh,
learned.
and that's why I said some of us don't care. So yeah.
So that's not good for those that don't care because men will leave them alone.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Wow. Well, let's show some of the products you have. And then we're gonna go. I'm sure some comments we have. There's some ladies out there, they probably have some questions.
Okay.
And then maybe we'll touch more on the men too for just a half a second. Can't leave them out
You can't
other
leave them
than
out.
true
Can't leave them out.
towels.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see about our comments. Oh, first of all, let's do okay. You have so now this is a freebie. Explain the
Yes.
freebie.
So the freebie is basically an ebook that I curated for anybody. Men and women can utilize this free ebook. So it's something that you can have downloaded into your phone whenever you're like in a makeup store, like a Ulta or Sephora, and you're trying to figure out, hey, where do I need to start? What do I need to do to start my skincare journey, or to just implement some new tips and tricks into my daily routine. And then there's also some links in the back of the ebook or at the end of the ebook for some products and stuff that you guys can reference when you're out trying to shop, or if you're online trying to shop for different things.
Now, normally I'm thinking that when a woman comes to you for whatever, they're
Mhm.
sitting up in a chair. Now,
Yes.
this lady is on a table. So, which
Yes.
is better for you in your experience to have them lay on a table or sit in a chair, or it doesn't make any difference? Or does
So
women have a preference of how they have their face treated? Does that make
okay,
sense?
so yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So in this picture here, I'm actually performing a facial. So it's always best for them to be in that position because it lets me get free of range of their
Ah,
neck, but also their décolleté. So it's best for them to
oh,
lie down.
excuse me. What was the other word? The décolleté?
The décolleté, that's the
What
chest
is that?
area. That's
Oh,
that's this area and up. Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Décolleté. I'm glad I asked about that. Okay. Go right ahead. I'm
Yeah,
listening.
so it's when I'm doing a facial or if I'm doing waxing, them lying down would be the preferred position. However, if I'm doing makeup application, them sitting upright is going to be ideal. That way I can see them straight ahead. I can make sure everything is symmetrical and it's a little bit better on my back.
So there's an advantage to both laying down and sitting up.
Absolutely. It just depends on what service that I'm actually performing.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Um, and actually this is
Yeah.
your office or whatever?
Yeah, this is inside of my studio, and those are my students, and I'm actually doing a lash extension course there. And you see me over there, I'm talking to one of the students, just kind of giving her a breakdown as to what I'm expecting of them at the end of the
You
training.
actually teach students how to do this?
I do. I teach women and or men how to be entrepreneurs, essentially through the realm of beauty. So yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
nice. That's
Mhm.
pretty nice. That's
Yeah,
pretty
it's really
nice.
cool. Yeah.
So, but I see in both cases, they're both of your clients, not
Mhm.
patients, but both of your clients are laying down.
Yeah, so the girl right here in the back, the girls that are in the back, they're the ones that will essentially be performing the service, and then the person that's lying down, that's of course the client, and they're just going through different routines as to what kind of lash look that they want to end up with at the end of the course.
Now, with you starting your own business is one thing, but
Mhm.
what was the turning point where you said, I need to teach others and actually start teaching students how to do what you do?
Um, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, well, that's why you want okay.
My back. I was like, okay, well, it triggered something in my mind. It's like, Jerice, you're not gonna always be able to hunch over and do clients. So how can you still be steeped in this industry, right? And essentially make revenue, and that will be to teach, that will be to give what it is that I already know, and teach others what it is that I'm, what I'm doing. And so that, honestly, that's what prompted me into doing it. Actually sitting down during the pandemic, I had thought about it before, but then I was like, man, okay, I can start. I can feel my body is starting to feel my work. So I'm like, what is something that I
Okay.
could do? And teaching was like, okay. And I figured out, I was like, I really love teaching. Like, this is really cool. So yeah.
But you know what's interesting, because you're born on the 19th, and the number one of the aspects of the number one, other than the eyes and the heart and circulation, is the lower back,
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
which I
Okay,
think
so
is
yeah.
interesting. Which I think is interesting. Okay, good.
Okay.
And this is like the beauty
Yeah.
package that they get.
So yes, this is a part of the kit that my students get. It's fully loaded with all of the supplies that they would need for at least 30 clients. So once you take my course,
Wow, that's
yes,
nice.
you literally get your investment back. Once you do those 30 clients, you can replenish the kit as well after, but it's fully loaded with everything that you need to go out and be successful.
Really, that's
Yes.
interesting.
Yes.
That's very, very interesting. That's almost like having a master class, and you
Yeah.
prepare them to get out on their own.
Yes, I teach them everything that I possibly know. I don't hold anything back, because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I'm going to teach you what I know, but then you're going to put your spin on it. And then she's going to put her spin on it. And then it just keeps growing. And I love that.
Yeah, because everybody will add their own dimension based upon their
Yes.
own
And that's what I
experience.
encourage. I encourage that for you to have your own little style to make yourself like stand out. So, yeah.
Do you have guys as students too?
I have not had a guy yet. I have not, no, but I welcome all. So, yes.
Okay, I was just curious. I was just curious. Well,
I have
hang
seen
on,
a
go
few
ahead.
gentlemen do this though, and I was quite impressed, because this is a tedious job. So I was like, okay, that's really dope.
It's tedious.
Oh yeah,
The eyes, I would imagine, from the way you explained the eyelashes, where you got to put one
absolutely.
eyelash into another. But
Hmm.
isn't that so? Getting back to that a second. So when they
Yes.
put these eyelash extensions in,
Hmm.
do they? How do you take them out, or do you let them stay in for a week or two, as against
So
something you glue on and take it off, unglue it at night when you get home?
so excuse me. So with the lash extension solely, some people, they come and get it done for a special occasion. A lot of people that are getting married and they're going on their honeymoon, and they kind of want to wake up with a fresh face, and their lashes are kind of done or whatever. um, they're like one timers, right? But then you have people that want to keep up with them, so you come every 2 to 3 weeks to get the lashes filled in. Now, in order for you to get them removed, you have to come back in to see me, and I have to use a specific product to remove them, because if you try to remove them at home, you're going to take away your actual lashes along with the extension. So, the glue is quite powerful. So I always recommend, even if you have like an allergic reaction from it, which is common sometimes, I always recommend people to come back in so that I can look at you and then, remove them professionally.
Now, this person here, they says they are in cosmology school, and they said, so it's so nice to hear you speak.
Yes. Hey, girl.
So did you go to, does it's part of what you do in learning this skin, was that cosmology also with your
So I
qualified?
think I want to say, in cosmetology school, you literally learn everything from hair, makeup, what I do, skin. You learn waxing. You literally are licensed to do it all. But as an esthetician, you're solely focusing on the face.
Got it.
Okay. So that's
Because,
awesome that she's doing that because she could do it all.
yeah, because she followed up and said, I can definitely relate. And that's why I'm doing a cosmetology program. I'd like to work for myself, be my own boss. And in this field, I can specialize in many different things.
Yes, yes, yes,
So,
yes.
so these are very encouraging signs. So,
Absolutely.
so maybe pressed by Diamond's creation, maybe you should get in touch with
Yes, girl. We
Jerice
need to link. Let's
and
link up.
yeah, because there's always something to learn from somebody. Really,
Absolutely.
I do
Absolutely.
believe so. You
And
know.
that's the key. I love this industry because back from when I started in 2008, it has evolved so much. And there's so many things that are occurring and happening, and it's always innovating. So, and I love to learn. So I love it. I love it here. So,
Okay, good. Let me see. Some people want to get readings. I'm just going to pause 1 second to let people know
okay.
that an hour after the show, I'm going to be on Brother Rich's show tonight.
Oh my goodness. Okay. That's literally where I found you on Brother
Really?
Rich's show. Yes. Yes. Watching his YouTube.
Yeah, well, he gave me a call
Okay.
and asked me to be on his show
Awesome.
tonight.
Awesome.
So at 9 o'clock, I'll be
Okay.
on because we're going to be talking about what's up for 2024. So he's called it 2024 numerology decoded.
Oh, cool. I
So
love that.
that's to let people know that. So for those, there have been a few that have given their birthday, but if they
Okay.
can wait and catch me an hour from when this show ends, then we can
Yes.
do that. All righty, good. Let me see who else might have said something. Okay. Oops, let me go to the comment section a second. All right. Somebody making fun of me when I say who is
Who's
primer.
Farmer?
Listen, I'm doing the best I can. All right. I don't know nothing about this. But you know, the irony is, believe it or not, my father was a barber. My
Okay.
mother was a beautician. She
Wow.
went
Wow.
to,
Wow.
at the
Wow.
time in Harlem, Apex Beauty School.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah. So
amazing.
both, so my parents taught me how to pay attention to a woman's hair. I can tell
Yes.
when a man has a haircut.
Okay.
I've learned to just say, "Is that your hair?" See, I don't say that no more. See, I just leave it alone while I'm ahead. Okay.
Please do. Don't get in
Yeah.
trouble, Lloyd.
No.
Please.
And some people can say, I'll show you the receipts, whatever that's supposed to mean. So, okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay, now, see the goddess says, where are you located?
I am located in Jacksonville, Florida. So that is North Florida. We're at the top of the panhandle.
Okay. Okay. Good. Let me see what else. And I got to thank my guest, Empress Rel. She holds it down. Okay.
Okay.
And Diamond, pressed by Diamonds, obviously very encouraging to Diamond because she says, yes, absolutely. I was meant to be on
Yes, you were. Yes.
today. Yeah, good, good. And make sure Diamond Creations, you get in touch with her, Jerice, because I'm going to put her banner up again, and she does give her phone number out. So
Yeah.
that means she's accessible. Now, don't work her nerves. I'm not talking about you, but people, you know what I'm saying? But call with something to do. Okay. That's
Definitely.
how we do it. Okay. Now let's, by the way, let me show you a banner again. So people, because if they want to know, this is how you get in touch with her. Again, it's Jerice. She's a business entrepreneur. Her Instagram is J Solo Skin and Makeup Studio. So go there to see what she does. I would imagine on her Instagram they have postings, then they have reels. So you have some reels that people can
I do.
see you
I do.
demonstrate. And
Yes.
so her website is www.jsolomakeup.com. And her contact, this is very important for you, entrepreneurs, people who want to kind of be motivated by what she says, get into skincare and whatnot. The number is 904-438-8766. That's 904-438-8766. Her Cash App, very, very important. You know, I explained, Jerice, that a lot of times when brothers and sisters on my show come on, a
Hmm.
lot of times they step out on faith. They don't have no parachute.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have no 401ks.
Yeah.
They don't. They really doing it on their own.
Yeah.
I would imagine that's how you had to do it too,
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely. You definitely have to step out, and honestly, I had to get out of my own way to just say, you know what, let me just see how this will work, And I feel like when you have that in your mind, like, okay, it's literally just me. That is the push to just like keep going, no matter what's in front of you. Like I said, I had a fire, and I was like, well, I, I got to keep going because
Yeah, the
this.
fire would have really discouraged a lot of people. That
Yeah,
would have been because a
yeah.
fire can ruin everything.
For
And then
sure.
not only just
It
the fire
did.
itself, but smoke damage. You know,
Yes.
everything is smelling like smoke, your clothes and
Yeah.
everything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. There was nothing. Like I literally had to start from scratch. Yeah. That was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that should be very encouraging because if
Yeah.
you can do it with a fire starting to wipe out
Absolutely.
everything you had,
Yes.
building the clientele. But then again, you are a fixed sign,
Yes.
Scorpio 1.
Yes.
So that would kind of make sense. And regardless of the sign, it's just the mindset of sticking to something and not
For
be
sure.
discouraged. So,
Absolutely.
and I have not known any person who has succeeded that didn't get knocked on their tush.
Absolutely. Yeah. It
You
definitely
know,
shows you what you're made of. So I'm grateful either way.
well, I honor that. Believe me, that would have put a whole lot of people to say, "Let me go back to work. Let me go to the cosmetic counter
Yeah, for
and
sure.
do that." Now, let me ask you this: what made you go in this direction in the first place? Was it because you had problems with your skin?
Okay, so two answers. Well, I definitely struggled a little bit with my skin for sure. Um, which kind and also my mom was a cosmetologist, right? But
Ah,
she would always make me do her hair. So I'm very good at everything beauty. I do my own hair. I can do hair, but I prefer not to because I feel like my mom making me do her hair, it just kind of deterred me away. But honestly, the next reason was I was in school to be a psychologist essentially first.
mm, mm-hmm.
But then I got pregnant with my daughter. So
Uh-huh.
I had to go back. I was like, okay, what's something else that I'm good at that I could create revenue a little bit quicker? Because in my mind, being a psychologist at the time, it was going to take a long time, right?
Yeah.
And so, like I said, it was my plan B. But now, hindsight looking back and seeing what I'm doing now, I low key my clients they get a 2 for 1. I'm like a psychologist and I'm doing the facial where they're telling me their problems, I'm talking them through stuff, they're talking me through stuff. So it's really rewarding. So it all worked out. Every time I think about it, I'm like, man, everything always works out the way that it
So
should.
that's like a win-win that
Yes,
you're
yes,
helping them, and not only just with the external side of it, but the kind
yes.
of mental side of it too.
Mhm. Right. And the inner side, which is my goal all the time, working on the inner side. If you feel good, it's going to show. It's going to show. It's going to always show. And if you're taking care of yourself inwardly, it's going to come out no matter what.
Well, good, good. Let me see if we got some more comments here and what they have to say. But I think this is very, very encouraging. Um, see, the goddess obviously is very impressed with you. She says that is amazing.
Yeah.
And Shemet Fire Goddess says fire. So in other words, she's very impressed with that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. And to Empress Rella, she's posted all the information again.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
please make sure. And also, by the way, um, this is a time, and this is why I was telling you, between this time is when we will have this is when people spend a lot of money, Black Friday, Black Monday. So I
Yeah.
have guests. So if you're gonna spend, also let's spend amongst ourselves too. Every
Yeah.
other ethnic group does this in the
Hmm.
community. We just don't seem to do that. But I
Yeah.
think with us being about $1.8 trillion in spending power, we need to kind of redirect some of that money. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying. I ain't hating on nobody. Okay. But I'm just saying we need to be more conscious of how we spend our money. And you'll find that we will get a lot more respect too, because obviously
Absolutely.
that is what is because they definitely respect the dollar bill. So I would imagine that that's what we need to get. Okay. All right. So let's see. Did anybody else say something? So, ladies, if you got anything else, because we've got about maybe 15 more minutes. There have been one or two people that have given their birthdays. But if you can bear with me and join me in the hour after the show is over on Brother Rich's show, he likes to do marathons with me. He
Yes.
had me on about 2 hours, 2.5 hours last time. Like I was looking at my watch, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, but that's good. Let me see. Any other with this ebook, you touch
Mhm.
on the washing of the face and
Yes.
the two towels. Is there anything else in your ebook that we didn't touch on that they might find interesting? Because I want to motivate them to download the ebook since you make it available with no charge.
Well, I'll give you something that is not in there, and something that's so simple that you can utilize in your everyday life, which is using sunscreen. A lot of melanated people believe that we should not use it. However, we should. What happens is when we go out into the sun, we get what we call a tan, right?
Yeah.
That's essentially the melanin rushing to the surface of our skin and protecting us, right? However, if you have a repetitiveness of that happening over and over again, and it's on your face, and say for instance, you have a blemish on your face, a pimple, and that sun hits your face, what's going to happen is you're not only going to get a tan, but the blemish is going to get darker. And that's what we would call
Interesting.
yes, we would call that hyperpigmentation. And so usually people want an even skin tone. So in order for you to prevent that, you want to make sure that you're using your sunscreen every single day. And that means even if you're at home working on your computer and your a window is there, you want to make sure that you have your sunscreen on because the UVA and UVB rays from the sun can still penetrate the window. Because a lot of people think, oh, I'm just in the house, but you're sitting by a window and the sun can come in. So you want to make sure that you're doing it every single day. It doesn't matter.
Do they have to use a lot if they're indoors versus if they're outdoors at the beach per se? Does that make sense?
So the difference between being in the house and at the beach is that we perspire when we're out in the sun. So that means we're going to sweat. So that would mean you would have to reapply once you start to perspire. And because what happens is the water will break up the product that you put on. So you would have to reapply it. So every time you sweat and you're out in the sun, you have to make sure you reapply every 30 minutes to an hour to make sure that you're covered. Okay.
Is there such a thing as organic sunscreen, if that makes sense, or
There
better
is.
quality than other or something? In other words, to avoid things that are cheap.
Yes. There's a such thing as organic sunscreen. But for me, I look for sunscreen, and maybe you ladies know out there heard about this sunscreen that's called Black Girl sunscreen. And what I like about that particular product is when you put it on, it melts into the skin. Okay, it does not give
Wow.
you that chalky Casper the Friendly Ghost cast that you would get with sunblock that you would get from like Walmart. It melts into the skin and it moisturizes the skin as well. So any sunscreen that you're going to get out there, making sure that it has some sort of like avocado oil in it, something that's emollient so that it doesn't give you that white overcast. It blends beautifully onto the skin. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as the sunscreen is concerned.
What
Um,
about said the smoke? Because sometimes I hear people talk about aloe vera that is supposed to be good. So are there sunscreen products that also contains aloe vera? Does it make sense?
Yes, but essentially with the aloe vera, it sort of helps with healing. Like if you've gotten burned by the sun,
Uh
uh,
huh.
if you are darker complected, it doesn't matter. You still can get sunburn. So aloe vera is going to be essential for you in your healing if you've gotten the sunburn. And another reason why you need to be, protected from the sun, especially on the face, in the hands, in the neck, and the décolleté, is that you could get skin cancer. And you want to make sure that you are, checking for moles and making sure that they aren't getting bigger and they're spreading into something else. There are essentials and things that we get from the sun, which of course is vitamin D. However, you can cover your face and your décolleté and your neck with sunscreen, but you can expose your arms, your legs and stuff to the sun to get maybe, I don't know, about 20 to 30 minutes of sun exposure. And that will give you about maybe 1,000 IUs of the vitamin D. It's equivalent to that of a vitamin D supplement. And then you're
Mhm.
done. You're good. You're good for the day. If you just must go into the sun and get the exposure. But I always just recommend making sure that you use it. It's going to preserve everything that you already have. So when you are 60, you still look 30.
All right. Now, this thing that goes across the chest bone or collarbone, that's a
Yes.
décolleté?
Yes, it's a French word. It's called a décolleté. So it's a cute, fancy word that us Esty girls use to describe the neck area. Because
Okay.
this is the area, believe it or not, like I feel like on women and men, you can tell the age here and on the hands. So,
Seriously?
yes, not so much in the face. Sometimes you can tell in the face, but I always look at the neck, the hands, and the chest to see how it's aging. Because sometimes I'm in my mid 30s, and if I'm not protecting myself from the sun now, a lot of the damage that I could be receiving from the sun wouldn't show up until like I'm 50. Does that make
Uh-huh.
sense? So it's
Uh-huh.
best to make sure that you're doing everything that you can to preserve so that when you do age, you can age beautifully and gracefully.
Wow, learn
Yeah.
something new every day.
Yeah.
Maybe guys need to do that too.
Oh, absolutely. They definitely, especially if you work outside, you need it. You can't go without it.
The décolleté. Okay, learn something new every day. I've learned something new every day. So sounds pretty fancy. It's like you get a bruise and the doctor calls it a contusion.
I know, right? It's
It's
like
all
what?
fancy for
Just
like,
say what
is
it
that
is,
all it
Doc.
is, the
Just say what
bruise?
it is.
Yeah, just along the neck. Okay, got it, got it. So I guess that's good. Oh, and by the way, I gotta say a special hi to Stephen and Carol Williams out of Chicago. They have always, from day one, I've now been on a little over 2 years, I think, and they've been with me from Jump Street. So
That's
much
amazing.
love and support to them and all of them. And people like the show,
Hmm.
but I tell them that the show comes because of great guests that I have on, such as you and countless others, and the
Yeah.
Yandler and Queen of Fua and
Yes.
all kind of people that makes it really nice to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. For sure.
So let's see, we got a couple of more minutes. Is there anything, do you have what is called a secret bag of tricks that you only tell your students, so to speak? Not that I'm trying to put all your business out there.
A secret bag of tricks. Not necessarily my students can benefit from this, but even my clients, I just encourage everybody to be patient with yourself, be patient with anything that you start your journey, whether it's skincare, you're trying to learn a new makeup trick or whatever it is, just be patient. We live in a time where everything is so instant and it's like, oh, I can get that, I can get this, and it's like that. But we forget that we're actually humans and there's a time for everything. So with your skin, it regenerates every 28 days. So if you start
Mhm.
um, a new skincare regimen, right, you won't really see the benefits in its full capacity until about 6 weeks or so. So I always tell people, yeah, just be patient, even if it feels like, it's like, Jerice, it's not working. Stick with it. Be patient. Believe, believe in it, and
Yeah,
stay calm. Because
I do
it will
believe, yeah, because
work out.
people want overnight success, like a flick of a switch or the push of a
Yes,
button and instant
yes,
gratification. When most
yes.
things take, because I will tell clients, especially women who put on weight, I says,
Mhm.
it's like you don't gain weight overnight. You don't
Right.
lose it overnight. It's a
Correct.
process, but you
And
gotta
if you
be,
did, you should be afraid. You should be very afraid if you lost it overnight,
yeah,
unless you
that's
did
true.
like plastic
That's true.
surgery. But then,
That's
that's
true.
something else. So,
That's true.
but yeah, I always encourage people to just be patient with yourself and just, be okay with what the journey looks like on the way to, because you appreciate it a lot more if you know, okay, this happened this day, this happened that day, and then now you're at the end of the road and you're smooth sailing. So,
Good. Hold on one second. I just want to make a couple of announcements and then I will be right back. So don't go nowhere.
okay.
Okay. I want to let you know, as you know, I was saying that tonight I'm going to be on Brother Richard's show. Hold on. Let me take this comment off. Okay. I'll be on. Nope. 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 I'll put the banner back on in just a second. But I'm going to be on Brother Rich's show tonight at 9 p.m. He wants me to talk about what's up for 2024. And so for those of you, I'm going to be giving everybody, I'm going to talk about what it means, who or what countries are affected, what individual signs and numbers are affected. And then I'm going to give everybody a personal reading. And it may or may not be a marathon. Knowing Brother Rich, he likes to do marathons, so we'll see what happens with that. Um, so that is in 1 hour from this. Also, I know it's the next to the last day before the newsletter that I have coming out. December will be out by the weekend, by Monday. If not, you'll definitely have it in your mailbox. So I want to thank everybody. By the way, for those that have asked questions about, do I sell your list? I do not. I don't play that. I take it as I'm very honored that you'd even want to share your information with me, and I'm not going to share with anybody. And I've made that statement for those who are new to this. They may not be. Also, I have a numerology app that you should try. Some things are still being worked out. If iPhone can update every now and then, or Android can update, then I now understand what the process of updating is. They say they work out the kinks, work out the bugs. Well, guess what? I got a few too. But I thank all of you. And by the way, this is why I tell all of you, if you have a problem downloading it from the iStore or Android, go to my site, star8.com, and you can load it from there. It makes it easy. And people tell me they find it easier to load from there. Any glitches that you have or bugs that you find, share it with me so I can pass it on to developers. And that's the email address underneath, star8llc@gmail.com. Soon as I get it, I send it to my developers. And normally my developers are good of getting back to you within 24 to 48 hours, sometimes less than that. I need to thank Miss Kimberly Williams, who got me on the TikTok. She took me on the TikTok. I said, I don't want to go on TikTok, but it has been a very interesting journey. So I'm glad that I'm getting out of my way. As Jerice had said, get out. It's Jerice, I don't know why it's not easy to get out your way. You know what I'm saying? But so anyway, I want to let people know that they can see, for those TikTok fans, and also on the TikTok page, I also offer an astronumerology course for beginners. I think people will find it interesting. I do have an audio book also, and I'm going to work on an upcoming show. So be patient. I've got to work out the concepts and other things in my mind. It's going to be called Should I Stay or Go Show. And it's going to be designed because people will ask me about this relationship, that relationship. But I will say this, my experience is when a woman comes to me and asks me about a situation, about a relationship they're in, they already know what they're going to do. It's almost like they're just confirming for me, like, yeah, see, I knew it. Okay. But they already know what they're going to do. But anyway, it's going to be interesting. And you're going to have my a Star 8 app, because I have a compatibility chart on there. So you will see, well, a person will say, I got 98%, but we ain't hitting it off at all. There might be some other factors included too. So it is about bringing that back understanding. So I will just bring back my guest to close out. Jerice, this was fun. I learned a lot.
Yes.
I forgot that
Yeah.
word already. Whoever mother it is, okay. But I think it's nice to give tips, and especially about women who like to stay groomed and properly groomed, because most of us, I think the majority of us, just use a towel for the body, the face, and not understanding that sometimes we can carry germs on the body. We just don't think of it because we just washed and got out the shower.
Right,
So why should we have anything like that?
Yes. Yes.
So anyway, you learn a lot. But anyway, I want to put your banner up one more time. I'm going to read it to make sure everybody got it.
Okay.
Her name is Jerice, and she's a business entrepreneur, as you can tell, persistent. Don't let no fire stop her either. And it's interesting, you're a fire number.
I know. I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You are a fire number. But anyway, her IG is J Solo Skin and Makeup Studio. Go there to see her products and services, her reels that she offers on Instagram. Her website is www.jsolomakeup.com. And for those of you a very serious lady who's been encouraged, like Goddess, who responded a couple of times. And thank you. I'm glad she was helpful to you too.
Yes.
Give her a call at 904-438-8766. That's 904-438-8766. And for you women who are into this or thinking about doing this, I think it would be nice to kind of collaborate with each other so y'all
Yes.
can learn and share and grow together. And, you know, sometimes when you talk to a person who's already been through the battles of it, you can save them a whole lot of wear and tear.
Yes.
You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? And
Yes.
so for those of you who may be interested in Jerice, just reach out to her and call her there. Now, I also want y'all to reach into your Cash App accounts and send her a little donation.
Oh,
Okay. How
thank
old is
you.
your young lady?
I'm sorry.
How old is your daughter?
Oh, I have two daughters. So the first one that changed my life, she's 18 now. She just turned 18, and I
Get
also
out of
have
here.
yes,
Okay.
and I also have a 12-year-old, soon to be 13.
Okay. Yeah. So they grown already. They're gonna be giving you orders soon.
Oh yeah,
But anyway, so
absolutely.
anyway, as they used to say, baby needs shoes. So please help a sister out by going to Cash App, go to J Solo Studio. That's $ J Solo Studio. And at the bottom, if you want to get the free ebook, please make note of it. It's kind of long. Mail sheet, mailchi.pmmp dash jsolomakeup.com/the-beauty-basic-
Mhm.
ebook open. Okay. Now,
Thank
you
you.
said you have a YouTube, or you said you show
So
things on your
yeah, I do things on YouTube, and my channel on YouTube is called Glow. That's GLO with J Solo, and it'll come right up.
and that's on YouTube?
It is on YouTube. Yes, that's the name. It's Glow with J Solo.
Chloe J. Solo. Okay,
Yes.
good, good. Listen, thank you so much. And again, I was doing a reading on her back in September, and now
Yes.
only recently I started asking people, well, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? And when
Mhm.
she said that, I knew that this is a time like during the holidays between Thanksgiving and Christmas
Mhm.
where people want to spend all their money and everything like that.
Yeah.
But why not spend some money amongst ourselves too?
Yeah.
Especially when the value of people of color is $1.8 trillion in this country. There is no reason we should be starving. I
Absolutely.
mean, we're starving in the midst of plenty because we'd rather spend money with other people than
Mhm.
ourselves. And I'm not saying there's a problem with that, but I've
Mhm.
got a problem when we're not understanding how other groups do to keep money in their neighborhoods, in their communities, and in their pocketbooks. And I'm saying that's the least we can do. So
Yes.
support the sister, okay? No excuses. Thank you. And I ran my mouth. So that's
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I
This is
appreciate
great.
you. Thank you.
All right. So everybody, I look forward to seeing you. Hold on one second. I look forward to seeing you in an hour. Okay. And everybody take care. And to Jerice Solomon, thank you so much. That was refreshing. I learned a couple of words, okay, to make me look smarter when I'm talking to people. And I've also learned some do's and don'ts that will make me look. But ladies, definitely share energy with each other about the beauty, because our women are the most beautiful women on the planet. I
Yes.
don't care what y'all
Yes.
say. Y'all want to
Yes.
go over here, go over there. I'm saying our women are the most beautiful,
Mhm.
beautiful women on this planet Earth. Okay. And
Absolutely.
so I thank you very much. Everybody, y'all have a great weekend. And I will talk to you in an hour. Okay. On Brother Rich's show, Black Magic 363 on YouTube at 9.